Today, tomato can bullshit that makes my blood boil. Michael McLean, nobullbook.com. If you'd like a physical copy of my new book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and in Life, go to nobullbook.com. $19.95, free shipping anywhere in the world. If you'd like to join my monthly World Building Brotherhood, $97 per month. Physical 20-page newsletter shipped to your doorstep one time per month. You go to badassletter.com. That's called my Michael McLean World Building Newsletter. So I get this, I hear this all the time with businessmen and entrepreneurs. It is the chant of the 99%. It is the mantra of the 99% ordinary, average, mediocre, quiet desperation businessman, husband and father, sometimes grandfather. They'll come to me and it's always a dead giveaway that they're a pretender, not a contender. It's a dead clue giveaway that they're a taker, not a builder, and that they're not really serious about winning. They're not serious about building a brand new world. They're not serious about transforming their business, their wealth, their marketing, their marriage, their relationship with their children and grandchildren. It's the calling card of amateur versus professional. And the statement is, makes my blood boil. Michael, I would die for my family. Michael, I would do anything for my family. I would die for my family. Hear it almost every day from the pretenders, from the tomato cans, the guys that are full of horse shit, not horsepower. Michael, I would die for my family. Remember, these are men that are struggling in their business, especially struggling in their marriage and their relationship with their children. They're disconnected from their best friend's spouse. They're disconnected from their children. They're disconnected from themselves. But this one rolls off the lips fairly easily. Michael, I would do anything for my family. I would die for my family. So, if you're a badass world builder, I've been pounding it in your head for the last 10 months that as a badass world builder, when in doubt, do the exact opposite of everything you see and hear around you. Period. When in doubt, do the opposite. When it comes to money, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to investing, when it comes to real estate, when it comes to raising children, when it comes to grandchildren, when it comes to your physical health, your fitness, your nutrition, every single thing, just look around. What is the mediocre crowd doing? And do the exact opposite. When in doubt, head the opposite way. And the reason for that is the 99%, the herd, the sheep, are almost dead wrong about everything. Almost dead wrong about everything. Look around. Look around when it comes to money, to wealth, to marketing, to business, to entrepreneurship, marriages, health, fitness, technology. Dead ass wrong. But Michael, I would die for my family. I would die for my family. These are people that won't invest $20 in their marriage or their family or their marketing or their business or their mental or physical health, but they would die for their family. They won't invest, hey buddy, There you go. Let's go. They won't invest in a $97 monthly paper and ink newsletter that can help transform all the major areas of their life, but they'll die for their family. They won't invest in masterminds. They won't invest in books. They won't invest in subscriptions. They won't listen to podcasts. They won't get their ass out of bed in the morning and walk. They won't drink water. They won't journal. They won't write their goals down. They don't eat the right foods. They won't clean up their environment to get rid of all the sugars, the salts, the flours, the alcohol, the drugs, but they'll die for their family. So most of the time, I let the tomato cans lie, but the odd time, for fun, I like to challenge men that spew this nonsense. And I'll say to them, so you'll die for your family, right? Oh, Michael, I would die for my wife, my kids, and my grandkids. And I say, my response is always the exact opposite, the top 1%. But will you live for your family? That's the question. And that's my question to you today. I don't care how well you're doing. I don't care how much money you're making. I don't care, how great you think you are, whether you're successful, unsuccessful in your own mind, whether you're struggling in a couple of areas, whether you're dominating in business, but your marriage is a mess, or your relationship with your children is disconnected. Whatever your situation is, will you live for your family? I don't need to listen to any of this "I'll die for my family" horseshit. I'm not interested in cliches. I'm not interested in nonsense like that. Who do you think you're talking to? I can size up a person in 7 seconds. I know what I'm dealing with from a complete stranger, man or woman, in 7 seconds. I've trained myself to do it. It's a science. It's a science. So when somebody comes to me and says, Michael, I'd like to hire you. I'd like to get your help. I'd like to be part of your program. I'd like to buy your book. I really love your videos. I would die for my family. My response is always the same. But will you live for your family? Because most men, 99% of businessmen and entrepreneurs, are literally dying for their family. Okay, let's go through the list. Most businessmen, 99% of businessmen, wake up and within 10 minutes, they've lost complete control of their day. 10 minutes. They wake up, they open their eyes, and they play defense. They sleep with gadgets and toys. They sleep with gadgets and toys. If you're watching these videos, you're 45, 55, 65, 75. If you have a cell phone in your bedroom at night and you wake up and there's a cell phone in your room, you are a child. You are a child with toys and gadgets, and you have a digital addiction to a toy, to a gadget, to an electronic device that has been engineered to addict the great unwashed. Congratulations, you're part of the herd. You're part of the billion-dollar big tech industry. If they make it, you'll buy it. If they'll make it, you'll use it. If they say jump, you'll say how high. You are playing defense. You're playing not to lose. And within 10 minutes, you've lost control of your day. Your mind, your brain, which has been resting probably for 6, 7, 8 hours, your subconscious working, all the great ideas that are at the tip of your tongue now, because your subconscious generates great ideas all night. Do you know that? That's what they do. Your subconscious works all night on your challenges and your problems, and it comes up with solutions. Well, guess what? If you're like me and you get up and you put pen to paper in your journal, guess what comes spewing out of the end of my pen? Solutions. Solutions. Wow ideas. Aha ideas. I didn't even know I was working on them. Holy shit. That's a game changer. Oh my God, what an incredible idea. I can't believe I didn't think about that. That's for the man that wakes up and plays offense. That's for the man that doesn't have a television in his bedroom. The hell you have a television in your bedroom for? You not talk to your wife? That's your best friend. That's your empire builder. You cannot build an empire without a ride or die partner. You have a television? What the hell is congruent with a television in a bedroom? As I've told you many times, willpower doesn't work. Environment is for champions. Okay, willpower is for chumps. If you have a TV in your bedroom, you're a chump. You're a chump. You're trying to willpower it. Oh, I don't watch much, Michael. I just watch the news before bed. I just marinate in ESPN. I just marinate in Netflix and all the garbage that's on there about anti-business and anti-family and anti-success. But don't worry, I'm strong enough. It doesn't affect me. I just marinate in toxic poison from Hollywood before bed. Or I marinate in toxic poison from CNN or the mainstream news or whatever the hell it is, instead of journaling and talking to your wife and sleeping. So I'm telling you right now, TVs in bedrooms should be ripped off the wall. Champions rip TVs off the wall. They control the environment. So will you live for your family? TVs in your room, cell phones beside your bed. Well, I need that, Michael. It's my alarm clock. Nice alarm clock. You're within 5 to 10 minutes, that alarm clock, that toy, that gadget you keep in your room, you've lost control of your entire day. Yep, you are dying for your family. You are prepared to die for your family. If you have a TV in your room and you have a cell phone in your room and you take your MacBook to bed with you, you know what? I give you credit. You're true to your word. You are dying for your family, mentally and physically. Now, if you want to man up and actually live for your family, like the 1%, all that trash is kept out of your environment. Cell phone never, ever, ever goes near our bedroom. A TV, are you kidding me? I take them off the wall. When we rented our home in Naples, and I saw, of course, Goofy owns the house, so Goofy has a TV in every room, right? You can't take a shit without having, a TV. So we didn't turn on any of these TVs, but I ripped the one off the bedroom wall. I ripped it off the bedroom wall for the 4 months we were there. And because the little red dot, not that I'd watch it, but I wanted to control my environment. I didn't want to use up my valuable willpower on worrying about a TV. See, that's the thing. Even if you don't use your cell phone in the bedroom or you don't watch TV, you've just used up your incredible, incredible willpower. Like you've used it all up on the unimportant. So get that stuff out of your environment and get it out of your environment today. Start living for your family like you say you're going to. So once again, you set out all your stuff. You make it so that you can chug a couple of glasses of water. Well, I don't drink water, Michael. I drink coffee and pop and Mountain Dew and beer late in the afternoon and all this other stuff. You know what? You're doing a good job of dying for your family. You're doing a good job of not seeing your grandkids. You're doing a good job of dying for your family. Now, if you're the 1% and you got your couple of glasses of water out in the kitchen the night before, as soon as you wake up, environment takes over, you down a couple of glasses of water. What do you think that does for your mind and your body? Water clears the mental fog. Water gets into all your organs, your kidneys, your liver. It flushes out all the toxins. Your body is most toxic as soon as you wake up. So how do you get the toxins out? Water, water, water. So the 1%er who's living for his family, who will live for his family, he gets up, there's no technology, you write in your journal for a couple minutes. These are the 3 things I'm grateful for. This is a couple of good ideas I've come up with, and you write down your 1 or 2 goals. No more than 2. 1 goal. Here you go, written down. Head downstairs. You laid out all your gear the night before. You're serious. You're a serious man. You're a person who says, I'm going to live for my family today. I'm going to extend my life. I'm going to control the controllables. Nobody knows what's around tomorrow. I could be dead after this video. But the point is, I'm going to control the controllables until then. So you lay out your stuff, you have your shoes, environment takes over, the water's waiting for you, you chug a couple of glasses of water, you got your walking gear on, and boom, you're out the door. You're out the door. Environment, you've used environment. You've used environment. That cell phone is locked away, it's turned off, you don't even go anywhere near it. Then you're outside in nature, you're in the rain, you're in the sunshine, you're in the wind, you're in the snow, you're in the heat, it's just incredible, And you walk half an hour out, half an hour back. 10,000 steps, 12,000 steps, you feel like you're in second gear. And you think, you don't plug in, try to distract yourself on the way out. You do a brain dump on the way back in. You think about all the things that you're going to do. You count your blessings. You listen to your golden gut. You listen to your intuition, and away you go. That's living. That's doing anything to live. I'd do anything to live for my family. And then, of course, your priorities, you only have 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of mental capacity a day, then you're done. So then you have to decide, am I going to use this mental capacity, this magic time, to do your deep work? My deep work is Operation Money Suck. A tip of the hat to the great Gary Halbert. He called it Operation Money Suck. That's the activities you do to bring you money every day. Could be sales calls, could be working on a phone script, could be sending an email, could be shooting a video, could be writing an article for your newsletter, could be recording a podcast. It could be anything and everything that brings you money. Every single day, an hour minimum of Operation Money Suck. For me, it's copywriting, videos, emails, all that kind of good stuff. So, and then, of course, feeding my mind, sharpening the axe every single day. I sharpen the axe every single day by reading for a minimum 60 minutes. Most of the time, I study for 3 to 4 hours a day, like Warren Buffett, 5 hours. I study the industries. I study the trade magazines. I study newsletters. I study marketing. I sharpen the axe every single day. Little bit better. To me, that's playing to win, and that's me doing anything. I'm going to live for my family. I'm going to live for my family. The foods I ingest every day, I avoid the 3 poisons, okay? Salt, processed sugar, and processed flour. And I eat a lot of meat. I eat a ton of vegetables. I eat a little bit of fruit and tons of water. And I stay away. I don't buy the chips. I don't buy the pretzels. I don't buy those toxins, but I control my environment. I don't bring those into my home, and I don't bring those in to my environment, my office. So I'm living for my family. I want to extend this tour of duty. I want to add days to my life. I want to add months. I want to add years to my life. I want to do everything I can to control the controllables. I no longer drink alcohol. I never smoked. I never did drugs in my life. So I've got all that stuff, environment. None of that stuff's in my environment. There's no alcohol in our home. I don't hang around people that use drugs. I don't hang around people that smoke. So I'm living for my family. I'm not going around spewing this BS that I would die for my family. No, you know what? I'll live for my family. And then, at 3 o'clock, I go and pick up my daughter at school. We have a great discussion on the way home. And then usually it's horseback riding or chess or hockey or skating. And I get the privilege of coaching these kids a couple of times a week on the ice. And I'm living for my family. I'm living for Krista. I'm living for Emery. I'm living for my mom and dad. My dad just turned 89 yesterday. I'm living for these people. I'm not talking about all this horse shit, 99%. I would die for my kids, but then I don't show up. I die for my wife, but I don't talk to her. I would die for my family, but you don't take care of your physical and mental health. You're 45 pounds overweight, but you would die for your family. You're so full of shit. And it's my job. Stop the lying. Stop the lying to your wife. Stop the lying to your children. Stop the lying, especially to the man in the mirror. Okay? And start living. Start actually living for your family and start showing them the way. They'll notice right away. When you start taking care of your body and your mind, you start walking, you start reading, you start copywriting, you start putting that phone away. You win your mornings, you conquer the chaos of the afternoon, and then at night, every family dinner at 6 o'clock. There's no technology. You don't think your family's not going to notice that? You think they're not going to notice when all of a sudden you're connected and you're with them and you're not stuck and buried in that gadget? They start to notice that you're actually living. You're living for you. You're living for your wife. You're living for your children. You're living for your grandchildren. That's called guts. That's called integrity. That's called character. That's called living, okay? And when you hear somebody say, I would die for my family, Michael, I would die for my family, I'm just like, no, you wouldn't. But actually, you're doing a pretty good job of it right now. Instead, let's flip the coin and do the 1% dance. And let's do the, you know what, I'm going to control the controllables and I'm going to start living for my family. We've been given the most incredible gift in the world from our Creator. Are you kidding me? This tour of duty. We don't know how long it is. It could be 10 years, could be 40 years, could be 90 years. You don't know. But your job as a badass king, badass lion, badass leader is to make this tour of duty count. And how do you make it count? You make it count, number one, by becoming the best version of yourself every damn day. The best version of yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself to become a better husband, better father, better grandfather, better marketer, better entrepreneur. And what's the second key in our tour of duty? Is to help other people along the way. Who the hell have you been called to serve? Think about it. Who have you been called to serve? And serve people. It could be holding a door, smiling. It could be big brothers, big sisters. It could be, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, coaching T-ball, reading to kids, children's literacy, animal shelters, food banks, whatever. But who the hell have you been called to serve? And then start serving those people. Constant and never-ending growth, number one. And number two, give back contribution. You do those two things, you'll be an incredibly happy human being. That's it for today. Start living for your family. Cut the BS and start living for your family. Start living for you first and foremost. If the man in the mirror isn't convinced, nobody else is going to be. But start living for you and start thinking like I'm going to live for my family, and start behaving like I'm going to live for my family. Put the actions behind the words. Make sure you control your environment. Environment is for kings and closers and rainmakers and ballers and champions. And willpower is for tomato cans, pretenders, excuse makers, do nothings, and chumps. It's one or the other. Willpower or environment. And at the end of the day, make sure that today you start living for your family. Top 1% thinking and behavior. That's it. If you want a copy of my book, go to nobullbook.com. I've got to drive Emery to school now. I just got the signal from my best friend and secret weapon. She just gave me the signal like this. The same signal that Bill Belichick gets from the special teams coordinator. It's like, cut it off. Cut it off, okay? Drive your kid to school. If you want to be part of my monthly paper and ink newsletter, go to badassletter.com. Guess what? I have a huge product launch coming tomorrow. And until then, I'll talk about it tomorrow. But it's going to be something that my serious students are going to enjoy. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. Until then, make sure you tell the most important people in your life, your wife, your children, how much they mean to you, whether it's a text or an email or a phone call when they're away at school. Whatever it is, leave a note somewhere or hug them and kiss them. There's a last time for everything, and let's make sure as kings we're always taking care of the most important people in our life. And the most important people in my life are inside that red lake house. And it's my job to communicate every day how much I love, respect, and appreciate them. That's it. 2 words that changed my life. Hey, start living. Start living for your family. Start living for your wife. Start living for your children. Start living for your grandchildren. Start building a badass legacy and cut the horse shit about saying I'll die for this or die for that. And start putting, the example behind the words. Less talk, more work. Less talk, more action. 2 words that changed my life. 2 words that will change your life. Be relentless.